Welcome back to Call Me By Your Game, the podcast where I, your host, Connor McCabe, bring on a guest to hear from them about a meaningful video game from a particular moment in their life. On the show, you know that normally I hear from one person about one game, the context of when it had this meaningful time with them, what they loved about it, but this is a special episode. We are returning to a favorite format, folks, the top 10 personal favorite games of all time, where I have a few wonderful guests with me to list their personal favorite video games ever. So, without further ado, I'm going to introduce these folks, and then I'll do a little more housekeeping once I have them there, just in case they want to comment on it. You know, we got some funny people with us. Maybe they're going to comment. We'll see. First and foremost, let's please welcome back our guest from episode 34, all about Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. Welcome to the microphone, Nick Costanza.
50,000 people used to live here. Now it's a ghost town.
Very good, Nick. Hey, welcome back, pal. How are you?
Good job, I guess.
I'm good. That's from Call of Duty, by the way.
I kind of thought so. That's pretty good stuff.
Nick Costanza.
What was that?
God King Costanza.
Oh, COD King. The COD King, of course. Nick, I mean, we're going to introduce everybody here, but, you know, you're a fantastic improviser. You're a contributor here on Super NPC Radio, the co-host of the Reactivators podcast. How are you today, my young lord?
So good. I'm glad to be here. You know, I'm just vibing. I got my gamer headset on.
My man.
Going all out.
I thought you might. We got two more people to introduce today, so please welcome to the microphone from episode 60, all about Disney's Extreme Skate Adventure, Anna Garcia.
Yo!
Now, for the listeners at home, if you're not watching us live or on YouTube, we got a freaking rocker hand going up from Anna right now.
I think that everyone that's watching can confirm how epic it looks.
It's pretty epic. I think it's pretty cool. Welcome back, Anna. How are you?
What were you going to say, Tyler?
Some would say rocker hand. Most would say devil horns.
You teach their own.
I think we know now who's not a rocker and who is.
Some would say Spider-Man's web
upside down.
Upside, yeah.
Tyler outed himself as Satan worshiper so quick in this app.
And that's fine. I don't mind it being out there.
Tyler hasn't been introduced yet. But back to me. I'm doing well, Connor. How are you?
I'm doing great. It's so good to have you back on the podcast.
Happy to be here.
You know, I was looking back at, you know, the episode number, and I knew you were after the first year I had the show, but like early into the second year. And this was back when I even did like streams of the games that my friends brought on. You let me borrow the game to play.
I did. Yeah.
Wow, dude. And it was only the beginning of our video game podcasting adventure, because I think we've been on like 3 or 4 pods since then.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. Lucky us. We've got one more person to introduce. So please welcome. What? Who could it be from episode 63? All about Dragon Ball Z Budokai. Tyler Schnupp, welcome back.
What's up, Pod? Yeah, that's right. It's me, the Budokai bad boy, Tyler Schnupp. A big Kamehame hi to you, Connor.
Oh, is that a holiday greeting, Tyler?
Yes.
Kamehame hi to you, Tyler. A fun fact for the listener out there: Tyler's episode is the most listened to episode of my podcast of all time.
What the hell? How many listens?
Don't reveal that.
At the time when it was like the first week of it releasing, or maybe it was a couple weeks in, it had like almost 700 listens, which at the time was about 700%. That can't be right. I used to average around like 100 listens at the time. Now we're closer to like 450 per episode, but that was a substantial jump for us.
The Schnuppheads go hard.
Schnuppheads go hard.
He's got dedicated fans.
Well, I love that you brought this up, Anna, because every time I've been like, wow, I've got a lot of friends who listen. And then either Connor and Jeremy will both be like, no, it's probably the game. That stings just a little bit,
and
just
right.
a little bit.
And it's also not fair to the Schnuppheads.
No, they're right.
But no,
right. It's the game.
No, I mean, it can't be.
Yeah, well, to be fair, I was going to get there, but I guess I don't have to say it now since Tyler said it.
Were you?
I wasn't going to, but I did want to pretend as if I would.
I'm a Schnupphead myself. I know the power behind our community.
Yes.
Pretty big power, I might say.
Yes. I'm very strong.
I'm so glad to have the three of you here today. We are going to be embarking on a Herculean quest to list each of your top 10 personal favorite games of all time. Before we do that, I'm going to go ahead on a quick monologue and do some housekeeping for the show. So first and foremost is if you're out there listening to this podcast, wherever you're listening, thank you so much for tuning in. If you're listening on Apple Podcasts or Spotify or wherever you get your show, leave us a rating and review. Let us know what you like about the show. Your favorite episode. Was it Tyler's? I guess we'll have to see. Yes. Yeah, I'm assuming a hard yes from everybody on that. If you're listening to this podcast and watching us on YouTube, thank you so much. If you don't already, give the channel a subscribe, like the video, and if you want to listen to us in audio form, we're everywhere, folks. So go to your favorite podcast player. That's where we're going to be. If you want to connect with us outside of the podcast space, you can follow us on social media. We're on Twitter, Instagram, and Blue Sky as well. What else do I promote on the podcast? Who's to say, really? But I you can follow me on different places. I'll have links in the show notes for all sorts of stuff that we have today. But lastly, you can check us out on Patreon. We're over at patreon.com/super NPC Radio. And if you like the content that you get here on the podcast, the conversations that I have with people about video games, you're going to like a lot of what you find there. Currently, we are in the middle, smack dab in the middle of our Resident Evil 2 Games Club. By the time this podcast comes out, we're almost going to be finished with that series. And every quarter, we basically go through a video game in a book club style format and just talk about it. So we're doing 9 episodes on this game. I think by the time this comes out, there will be 7 out. But either way, hope you're enjoying that. Check us out on Patreon. You can find a bunch of bonus content as well. That's it for the housekeeping. You're all here. I got some stuff I got to do, folks. I got some business to take care of. Every time I host one of these episodes, I am obligated to list, to give the listeners an update on my top 10 personal favorite.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So I think we're going to go ahead and do that right now. Folks, so here we go. Number 10, my number 10 current favorite games of all time, for favorite game of all time. Let's go ahead and actually get to the right sheet. A lot of moving parts over here. Currently, I still have in 10th place Halo Combat Evolved. That is the first Halo. Number 9, we have Portal 2. Number 8, we've got Shadow of the Colossus. And I'm listing this on for those of you watching us on Twitch, on my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/consiscool69. You can see this list is updating as I say it. Number 7. Cool. Now, this is the one I'm actually going to spend the most time talking about today. Number 7 is Skyrim for me. Skyrim on my previous list was number 9. And I'm definitely a prisoner of the moment because I'm not playing this game right now, folks. But I will say there's been multiple times over the last few weeks where as it's been getting a little chilly, I've been thinking to myself, I want to play Skyrim. I really want to play Skyrim. That sounds really fun. And because of that, it's jumping from number 9 to number 7 because I've realized what a pull it has on me.
Skyrim is, I'm guessing, a cozy game.
Skyrim,
yeah,
you know what? To me, game that you can curl up on the couch and play, or
you know what? I would say yes. It's a bit. Have you played this? Do you know anything about this game, Anna?
No. If it doesn't have Mario in it, I don't know.
You know what?
Imagine if Mario was a dark elf.
Okay.
And he was also the Dragonborn. The one chosen to defeat the dragons who have risen up after all these years of dormancy.
Okay.
this game,
And imagine if he was one of the Dark Brotherhood.
Anna, this is a big open world RPG from Bethesda where you can play it how you want. You can, choose different classes and stuff. And I always associate it. I mean, there's a ton of snow in the game. It's like, I want to say most of the environments are sort of wintry. But I first played it during the winter back in the day. And so I think every time I get to this time of year, that instinct and that pull shows up again.
This is the time of year it came out. Do you remember that game's release date?
11/11/11, baby.
That's right.
Wow.
I wasn't
cool.
there for it. Like let's see. I'm trying to ban a bot in chat. There we go.
Keep them. Let them stay.
No, I don't want them to put spam in the chat. Let's see.
And just to confirm for the listener, Connor just outed himself as not a real gamer.
Hey, yeah, I am.
Also, for Anna, despite everything we just said about that game, I just want to confirm that it is not for nerds.
Okay.
Anything for me,
cool.
Nick?
Anything
for me? Sort of dressed everybody but me. I was just curious if you had just a little
for
something.
Tyler, you might have the most popular episode of Call Me by Your Game.
Wow, that's very nice of you to say.
But he asked me first.
Oh, that's fine. I if I was pretty early on, it might have not done the numbers it did. So I'm sort of grateful for where I am in life and just sort of what got me to that moment.
For sure.
I'm glad we're exercising, jealousy
vibes
and all
again.
that sort of
you guys,
stuff.
Crazy vibes.
Crazy vibes.
With these guys, always.
I'm trying to wake Nick up. This guy's half a damn sleep.
I know, Nick. You have to wake up.
I'm not asleep.
You know what's gonna wake Nick up? Nick's gonna wake up if I start, continuing my list here because we got to get through me before we get to you folks. Number six.
True.
Number 6, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3.
Yep.
Number 5, Super Smash Bros. Melee.
I'm up.
He's awake, baby.
He has a huge boner for listeners and not viewers.
And that's not his fault. It is the morning for Nick, so I totally understand. It's biological.
I can't help that thing.
So much talk about Nick's wang. Number 4 for me is Pokemon Silver. Number 3, Backyard Baseball 2001. Number 2,
love that game.
Love that game. Number 2, Super Mario 64. And then, folks, I mean, we did it on the podcast last time, but we actually have a tie at number 1. My 1B is The Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom, and my number 1 is The Legend of Zelda: Majora's Mask. That's been my favorite game for a long time.
Wow.
And my experience with Tears, I talked about it the last episode, was so profound, was so great that it launched its way up there. And as I was playing it, I was like, do I like this game as much as I think I do? And folks, we figured out I do.
Wow.
Huge.
Pretty neat.
It's huge.
As we get into listing, before we list your top 10 favorite games of all time, folks, I do want to let you know. Anna, you have a question.
Yeah, I didn't know that ties were allowed. I feel like I would have definitely slipped a couple more in there if ties were allowed.
See, it's one of those things where I don't like to make rules for it, so I don't know what to tell the guest. Like, hey, go crazy, have fun with it. So if you ever want to update your list, or if you want to, do it on the fly right now, power to you.
Okay,
I just made one adjustment.
Huge. But as we get into that, Anna, that actually helps me segue into what I wanted to say before we get to everybody's list, which is, folks, I don't have any rules for you today. This is your personal favorite.
No rules.
No rules. This is your personal favorite top 10 list. So do with it what you will. If you want to list 10 Kirby games on there, I am not going to fault you for it.
At Tyler.
I was not going to be cheeky this episode. Thank you very much.
You weren't.
But you're inherently cheeky, Tyler.
I'm inherently the little cheek.
We like our cheeky tie.
But
Bring
not
cheeky
today.
Tyler back.
Cheeky Tyler will be back.
Okay, good.
He just didn't make this list.
Aww.
folks, do any
Why's
of
everybody
you
mad at me?
You
No, we're
actually-
sad for you.
Yeah, we're
I
very
feel
sad
like
for
we
you.
lost a part of you that we really loved.
Oh,
It's true.
The little cheek himself will be back.
Do any of you have any questions or about this as we get into it? We kind of got one already about like I didn't know there were ties. It was more of a statement, but I understand.
Mhm.
I have a
I have
question.
another statement actually.
Yeah, Anna, go ahead.
I already know that as you guys say your favorite games, I'm going to begin regretting my choices and I'm going to have to vocalize that I wish I could change my list as the episode goes on. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, I welcome this by all
Nick?
means.
I'm calling on Nick.
Nick.
Thank you, Anna. Are these okay? My understanding is these are our top 10 favorite games.
Yes, this is personal.
But they're not objectively the best games.
No,
I texted Connor asking this question because I was like, these are big different lists.
Because the email thread said top 10 games of all time.
Well, that's fair. I also, did send you each a previous episode so that you could tune in and see what it was like so that you knew.
And I can definitely tell you that all of us listened to it.
I tuned in.
I did resend it to Anna this morning when she was asking the same question. I was like,
I tuned in.
Just in case, just skip forward. You'll see what it is. Yes, it's your personal favorite games of all time.
Nick, do you need a quick 10 minutes to revise?
Yeah.
I wrote the top 10 best games of all time objectively, no lie, no shadow of a doubt. So I'm gonna make my picks right now.
Huge. Okay. I'm so proud of you. Tyler, do you have any questions?
Sure. You will call on me, please.
Oh, Tyler?
I can do it. Tyler?
Oh, sorry. Yes. Thank
okay.
you. I guess like there are no rules, but could one of them be have fun?
You know what? I'm going to institute the first rule ever on this episode. Have fun.
Okay. And then also just come awake, come ready.
Yeah, come ready. That's another rule.
Which so I would like to say that I did. I asked Connor.
You did. I'm really proud of you.
Nick has a question.
Nick, I'm calling on you.
Yeah, take Tyler, another. Oh, okay. Thanks, Tyler. Can I take another 10 minutes to just get acclimated to having fun?
Yeah, you can. We'll stall long enough on everyone's picks so that we get to you in 20 minutes.
Okay, thank you.
Nick, you did say you wanted to be quiet this episode. You did say you were going to be quiet.
I am going to be quiet. I wasn't going to be funny this episode, but I think I can have fun.
Oh, Nick, please be funny.
Please join the little cheek.
Tyler, you specifically said little cheek wasn't present this episode.
No, I said the little cheek didn't make this list.
Oh, okay. Oh. I feel like this is the first of many twists and turns we're going to have on this episode.
Yeah.
Folks, we're going to get into it at this very moment. If you've listened to this format previously, we're going to bounce around snake style, as I've been calling it, where we're going to start with Nick.
What's that?
We're going to go Tyler. Whoa, snake style. Then we're going to go back to Tyler. So it'll make sense as we go. It doesn't really matter.
Snake style.
We have a question in the chat, though, because we are recording this live on Twitch. Patrick J. Ellers asks, do we have to have fun if we're watching? You don't.
No.
I actually disagree.
Okay. We've got one disagreement. And then Kristen, a guest on the previous top 10 personal favorite games of all time episode, Kristen Thorson says, list. Kristen, list.
Absolutely.
Nick?
Absolutely. I couldn't have said it better myself.
Really good.
While I haven't given you exactly 20 minutes to account for the 10 to make your list and the 10 to be ready to have fun, we are almost 19 minutes into this recording.
Yeah.
So I'm going to just say that works. Nick, would you kick us off by listing your 10th favorite game of all time?
Number 10.
Number 10. You have to say it like you're a Watch Mojo YouTuber.
Yeehaw, it's content cowboy.
He was on the last episode. Is he back?
He's back, y'all. And my number 10 pick is Portal.
Oh, the original Portal.
Yeah, I know the second
shooting
one's
game.
great.
Is it a shooting game?
Well, you shoot a portal on the wall and then a portal on the other wall, and you go through the one portal and you come out the second portal.
And I know why you'd ask something like that, Anna, because Nick is obsessed with firearms, guns, sort of anything violent that has to do with shooting.
He's self-named COD King.
Yeah.
Can I tell you guys, I was at a Thanksgiving celebration last week.
Okay,
You
and
can
please,
tell us that.
And-
please say this has a
Come on,
happy
family
ending.
gathering. We're talking about guns, and now you're talking about a family gathering. Continue.
And yeah, my cousin was like, I have a Glock. And I didn't want to talk to him anymore.
Was it the cousin?
No, it's not my insurrectionist cousin. It's the wannabe insurrectionist.
Oh,
But I was like, well, you better keep your safety on. He was like, Glock doesn't have a safety.
Oh my god!
dogs don't have safeties.
Why
They
would
don't.
they make a gun like that?
Fuck.
But you have to cock it before you can shoot it.
So I guess
Great.
that's the safety.
I like
Did I
Portal
cock it
1.
early or not? Yeah, Portal 1. Talk to us, Nick.
Obviously, Portal 2 is a great game. I totally understand if people say it's a better game, which is why this is my favorite games list and not my best games list. But what I like
Play.
about the first one is that it's really concise. It teaches you everything you need to learn, and then it gets out. It's a great game. It's got great narration. It's got great music. You know, the song at the end, the cake is a lie, a little played out as a meme, but I think it's a game that anybody could play, and it's a game that I will often just sit down and play through it in one day and have a great time.
Even me, Nick, you think I could play Portal?
Oh, easy. I think you'd like it so much you'd want to play the second one.
Yeah, I
Okay.
think so. It's on Switch, Anna.
Oh, fuck. That's all I need to know.
Yeah, and if you it does come. I think I don't know if you can buy them separately. I
Games
bought them
to
as a collection. It comes with the first two.
The orange
Um,
oh, not the orange box. It came with that as well.
That's actually how I played it though last year for the first time on the orange box. And
Hmm.
Nick, there's a lot to what you're saying. I think I'm always open to, someone preferring the first one because I think it is more pure than the second one. I ended up just loving the iteration, but gosh, that first one is so good. Yeah, Anna, hot recommend for you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great.
Oh, here's a question for you though. Or do you ever play games from a first person perspective? Like where you have to use the camera and both sticks to move your vision?
No, not often.
Okay. I think you could adjust to this. There will probably be some, because it's not like a shooter where you're like swiveling and shooting and moving really quickly. There are
Mhm.
points in the game where it requires you to move it slightly faster, but I think you can adjust as you go along.
Okay. I'm incredibly dexterous, so it should be okay.
Nice.
Nick, this is a great way to kick off your list. Portal. And I didn't
Yeah.
know it meant so much to you. This is really lovely to hear. I'm going to plug the Patreon throughout this whole episode, but if you like this game, we do have a co-op episode on Portal for all $10 DJ Toad patrons, but also those are starting to come out for free. So, if you'd never subscribed to the Patreon, it doesn't matter. You'll be able to hear it here at some point. Nick,
May I say also?
Yeah, please. I was going to say.
I love all Valve's games, and I'm a big fan of that company, Seattle based. Shout out, love Valve, created Steam, they rule. And there were a few
Cool.
games I went back and forth on in this ranking spot because I've also played a lot of the Left 4 Dead games. I've played Team Fortress 2, even Portal 2 or Half-Life 2. They're all revolutionary in the industry, I feel like. But I just love Portal.
Love it. Well said, Nick. Nick, as I move on to get Anna's number 10, did you see the documentary on the making of Half-Life that just came out on YouTube?
I haven't seen it yet.
Hot recommend. Got a lot of hot recommends on this episode. What can I say, folks? Anna Garcia,
Me.
I would love to hear your number 10 favorite game of all time.
Thank you so much. I took a video game class in college that was like all games that like on it, regardless of the platform, like even if it's an iPhone, it's a computer game, like all games played on an electronic are video games. So this includes like iPhone apps and computer
Yes.
games. And so I by far and wide have some computer games on mine. And number 10 is Roller Coaster Tycoon Deluxe Gold Edition.
Oh,
Great.
That
pick.
game goes absolutely McDummy. And I used to play a lot with my sister. Does anyone need a quick recap on it, or do we understand?
Oh, like I actually would like to know, is this a souped up version of the original game?
Yeah, so the original came out, and this one's just like slightly faster and has a few more features. It's I owned Roller Coaster Tycoon and 3 Tycoon.
Tycoon. I was about to call that out immediately.
Roller Coaster Tycoon 2. Wow, I combined Roller Coaster Tycoon 2 into 2 words instead of 3,
You
which
are
is
a
gorgeous.
wordsmith.
Roller Coaster Tycoon and then Roller Coaster Ty 3 I owned. And 3 was way too intense. It was like you could ride the rides and it was 3D and the graphics were so intense that nothing would load. 2 was a sweet spot. It was really lovely and it had more options and it had more games, but something about the original and then having it just be like polished is just right. It has the rides that you can build by hand. The graphics are sort of like chunky and pixelated, but not in a way that feels like it slows the game down.
Okay.
And this music is really fun and wistful. And I used to do the thing where you would build a big loop and then not finish the roller coaster and people would fly off the edge and crash and burn below.
Classic.
And that is something that really tickled me.
It's freaking sick. It's frick.
It's frick.
And if I could just really quick before we move too far, I believe Roller Coaster Tycoon is what Nick's insurrectionist cousin calls January 6th.
Very good joke from Roller Coaster Ty Schnupp.
Wait,
excuse me.
So Tyler, going back to the joke, why does which I want to just confirm that it was a joke. Why does Tyler's cousin called it that?
Nick's cousin?
Yeah, we're asking for a breakdown of the joke here.
So Roller Coaster Tycoon, I think he had so much fun on January 6th. He called it a Roller Coaster Tycoon.
Okay, cool.
For the record, my uncle had more fun.
Fantastic. Anna, I love this. Any game is eligible. Like I've had someone on the podcast bring on the Settlers of Catan mobile game, and I was like, you know what? That to me, that's a game. And Christian in the chat says a Roller Coaster Tycoon is my favorite kind of poem. That's pretty good.
That's
good.
That's pretty good. Way to go, Kristen. A new never mind. I don't need to say where Kristen lived, but Kristen moved recently, and I'll talk about it to no one.
Sure.
Anna, that's great. I actually played Halo for the first time. My meaningful experience was on the computer, and I got a few computer games on here now that I look at my list.
I do too. Yeah.
Tyler Schnupp, it's time for your 10th favorite game of all time, pal.
Tyler Baby Schnupp.
Yep. Am I coming in okay?
You're coming in great.
Yeah.
Great. All right. It's River City Girls. I don't know why it made the top 10 list, but it did.
It's a new release.
Is that the horny game?
It's no, just because it's anime doesn't mean it's horny.
And just prefacing this by Tyler, I asked Tyler to put a bunch of horny games onto my Switch for me, and so I was just referring to like one of those.
Right. Peach Ball did not make the top 10 list. Neither did Galgun 2.
Okay.
Dang it. I was really hoping to hear Peach Ball.
Yeah,
I considered it.
It's a household name. It's something I play every day, but it still just didn't make the list. We'll see about Galgun 2. The list isn't done. This River City Girls is a beat 'em up. I'm a big fan of River City Ransom, games like this. I don't know why I picked this one. I think I played it I played it in the pandemic, and I had a real blast with it because it was had a lot of cool anime good animation. Good. I like characters like this. I like going through a city whooping ass.
It's good stuff.
I love a beat 'em up. I love a fighting game. I love a beat 'em up, but I love you play as the girlfriend, supposed girlfriends of the two original characters from River City Ransom, and they've been kidnapped, and you're going to rescue your boyfriends, and you're just beating people up from your high school, and it's it's pretty great.
That's tight.
Yeah.
What more could you want?
I don't know why I picked it. I'll be honest.
Hey,
Tyler, I think that your explanation is so justified, and it sounds like a great game.
Thank you.
And to be fair, it wouldn't be a top 10 episode if someone didn't regret their first pick.
Yeah.
That
Tyler,
they list
I'll
for
be
us.
there with you shortly. Don't worry, buddy.
Great.
Before we get Tyler's number 9, Tyler, Patrick Ellers in chat says it's horny because it's a Schnupp pick, and I can't argue with that.
Hey.
So true.
So we're gonna stay here.
Schnupp synonymous with horny. My dad would be so proud.
That's pretty good. Tyler, let's stay with you. Let's get your number 9. Mode.
I'm gonna give some arcade love out here, real quick, if I could. A little cabinet, and it's something that maybe Nick is obsessed with slightly. It's a shooter. It's Time Crisis 2.
Oh, come on. Nick gets a shout out, but not me. I love Time Crisis 2.
And I didn't know you did.
Oh, sorry. I should have told you ahead of time. I love that game.
Yeah, Time Crisis 2 rocks. I don't condone gun violence in any way, unless there's a bad guy with a brimmed hat and sunglasses, and also what Anna said. And I love this game. I have anytime I see it at an arcade, in an arcade setting, I will play it. Yeah. I do have great memories of my dad playing it with my dad as a kid, and him just like really playing it up, just being like a good dad, just being like, look out, you know, on your left. Yep. You know, really, there's nothing like it.
Buying into the moment.
Yes. And yeah, he really made me feel like my life was in danger in the game.
Good. That's an important last 3 words there. That's awesome. I mean, it's great that we have at least 2 arcade nuts on this episode, and Anna and Tyler. Nick, do you like an arcade, or is that not your scene?
I love an arcade, and I love a Time Crisis 2. I have memories of my buddy, another Connor Arakaki. We'd go, and he would do this trick where he'd like hold the gun controller and put his finger like in the trigger and just as fast as he could fire. It was the sickest thing I've ever seen.
That's so sick.
It's pretty freaking tight.
So sick.
Tyler's number 9, Time Crisis 2. Anna, we're back to you, and I'd love to hear your number 9.
Thank you so much. This number 9 is a game that I've never owned. Ooh. I still think it's important that it goes on this list because I watched a lot of it growing up, and I got handed the controls occasionally, and it was some of the happiest times of my life.
It's gonna be a Call of Duty, I know it.
It's Grand Theft Auto, and it's maybe the second. I don't remember. It would be in like the early thousands when this one was the popular one. But when I got to go and play on free play on Grand Theft Auto when I was like a kid, it brought me a pretty unparalleled joy and freedom of like getting to run the car into the water. And
that was your first example, huh?
And that's it.
Just be an absolute maniac in the streets.
I thought it was. I didn't know you could kill people in video games. Like I was a kid. It was the first time I saw it, and I was like, I just ran over all these people. And you know how like there's a sick pleasure in like killing people in video games.
Yeah.
How it's like the core.
Oh God.
I don't know how I feel about how Nick reacted to that.
I don't like it.
Anna, can we get a little context?
You only play COD, Nick. That's all you do is kill people.
Yeah. Wait, what did the protagonist of the game look like? Because we might be able to figure out which one.
White dude, I think black shirt and dark hair. The first mission of the game is you have to deliver a bunch of meat in a van.
Is that
this? This sounds like Claude Speed, the protagonist of Grand Theft Auto 3.
Okay, then it must be 3. Claude Speed. That's a great
Claude Speed to you all.
I mostly got to watch, but all my cousins had it, and my mom wouldn't let me play it. But when they finally did let me play it, I was like, "This has got to be one of the greatest games of all time."
Have you ever played a Grand Theft Auto since then?
No,
and I never played one.
Wait, what's crazy is I have a PS2 and I own Grand Theft Auto 3 and Grand Theft Auto Las Vegas.
You gotta play.
I'm gonna play right after this.
Yes. Gosh, a series that I have like never even started a save file and even played for 5 minutes. It's a shame.
Connor, you should.
I know. We should both play Grand Theft Auto 3 in the year 2023. It just text each other.
I'm a mad gamer. Oh my God.
Well, that voice has different roles.
Yeah. I'm imagining everybody's playing this separately later and everybody just staring at a car in the water
Yes. Oh,
for a long time.
Yeah.
If either of you want to get back into it, I just can't recommend Grand Theft Auto 4 enough. I know a lot of people will tell you 5, but I like 4.
Not me saying 3 is my favorite and Nick immediately advocating for the 4th.
Classic.
I'm a hater.
Nick, why do you like 4? What's special about 4?
He's a real gamer.
I think 4 has the most compelling protagonist. It has difficult driving mechanics, but it's a great story, and the gun sounds are very cool, and it's actually super cool.
Can you drive cars into water in that one too?
As a matter of fact, you can.
Okay, I'm in.
Sounds peaceful.
Turns out that's my barometer for a good game is, can you drive cars into water? Anna, thank you. Grand Theft Auto 3 is your number 9. Nick, we're back to you, pal, for a couple of listings. How about your number 9?
My number 9 is a little game called Batman Arkham Asylum.
I've heard of this one.
I like all these games. 3 is the worst, unfortunately. I think we can all just,
what is that?
Night
agree. City?
That's Arkham Knight. It tries to pay off a story it didn't really set up. Arkham City is great and was almost my pick. It was the first one I played. It was the one I most wanted to play. You could be Batman. You could fly around the city. Arkham Asylum is not like that. It's a self-contained story. Batman goes into Arkham Asylum with the Joker and ends up getting stuck there when the other inmates begin to escape. It is one of the best Batman stories. I think it also has Kevin Conroy's Batman and Mark Hamill as the Joker, the classic animated series pairing. I just think you can't really beat it. I think it's awesome. I kind of love that Robin is not in it. It's just full-on Batman, and you feel so cool. And it's also one of the first games that I played and realized I am good at this game. And if you check those Xbox 360 rankings, you will still see me way up in the scoreboard.
Wow. What would they score? Like your overall, would it be like your, how did you get a score in that game outside of regular achievements?
Probably that too, but no, you get scores for playing these challenge maps where there's 2 kinds. There's Predator, which I don't like as much. Those are like the stealth missions. You're Batman and you're trying to take out all the guards without them seeing you, because if they shoot you, you die really quickly. The ones I liked were the fighting maps. This is the closest I have to like a fighting game in here, because you have all these combos you can do, all the gadgets that Batman can use, and there's a very specific game theory to it. You got to flip over one guy, punch him, throw a batarang, grapple hook, use all the combos to get the most points. And I could just do this, and I'd play it over and over. I had my computer next to my TV, and I watched the first 3 seasons of Glee just playing Arkham Asylum.
That is not a pairing I would have expected.
No.
It makes perfect sense to me. Both are incredibly sinister pieces of content. And
was Glee making you angry, and were you exercising your demons on the game?
It did make me angry because it was kind of bad, but I also couldn't stop watching it. R.I.P. Corey Monteith.
R.I.P. indeed. Patrick Ellers in chat says those combat challenges were all super fun. Nick is right. Nick, I guess you're right.
Thank you, Patrick J. Ellers.
Congrats,
while we're here, Nick, I would love to get your number 8.
I'm going to tell everyone in advance this game is probably rated lower than it deserves, but it's a little game called The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild.
Ooh.
I wrote down Ocarina of Time on my first draft of this list.
Mm-hmm.
And it could be that game.
You can do what Connor did, which is a tie.
But it's not a tie.
Heard.
Because Breath of the Wild is the
Thank
first.
You, Chef.
Yes, Chef. Breath of the Wild is the first Zelda game that I finished, and I was so excited to finish it. A lot of the time, these games, I want to get to the ending, but at different points, it sort of becomes a little bit of a slog to me. Even in Ocarina of Time, if only for a reason as simple as I'm not exactly sure what to do next. Breath of the Wild was the opposite, though. I knew what I had to do to win, but I was having so much fun playing the game that I didn't want it to end until I did. Until I was ready for it, I ended it on my own terms. It was beautiful.
Love it. Gosh. You ended it on your own terms. You aimed a guardian arrow at Link's skull. Is that what you did, Nick?
Yes. Snap. Anna, did you just shoot Tyler through the Zoom?
He caught it.
Oh, he caught it. That was a close one. I almost got right in your little eyeball.
Scary stuff. Nick, did you play this? When did you play this? Was it at launch? Was it later?
It wasn't right at launch, but it was not long after. It was this one of the... I'm trying to remember the chronology of when Switch games came out. I think
this launched day and date with the Switch on March 3rd, 2017.
Then I absolutely didn't get it on the launch date. I bought my Switch when Super Mario Odyssey came out. Oh. That was the game I felt like I couldn't miss. It was the new Mario. I was all in on it. But I also knew that I had to play Breath of the Wild. And I got that. And as soon as I beat Mario Odyssey, I jumped over to Zelda. And I just couldn't believe how much it captured me. I think one of the things I liked about it is that as much as I have an appreciation for the Zelda franchise, I so admire that Breath of the Wild just lets the player do whatever they want to do. Mm-hmm. If it's a game with no rules, except
for have fun.
Thank you, Anna. Thank you.
Nice. Sounds familiar.
And it's great. And I love the little cutscenes. I love cooking stuff. And I love fighting the monsters.
It's fun. Gosh, what a game. Yeah, that game is just a monumental triumph. Absolutely. Nick, thank you. That's your number 8. Anna, I would love to get yours.
Thank you. My number 8 is a game. Wait, I have a question.
Yeah.
What was the...
Yes, Anna.
Thank you, Nick.
Go ahead, Nick. Go ahead, Anna.
Thank you, Tyler. My whole thing is, was the Switch the console that came out after the Wii? There was nothing in between?
Wii U.
The Wii U.
Yeah, there was a lesser Wii that's mostly forgotten that had a gamepad that was sort of a proto Switch.
Yeah. Yep. And it sort of failed, the Wii U.
Some people say it thrived, and it was just for the people who it was for.
Yes,
you're right.
It only sold, I think it's like 12 million units, which is, to put that in perspective, the Switch is like something like 130 right now million. And the Wii also sold into the hundreds, I want to say. So yeah, it had a rough time.
I had one.
I still have one. Mine's plugged in.
I gotta use someone's Wii U. I want to try it.
There's fun
still
stuff.
have mine.
Thank you. I'll use Nick's.
I have the Zelda Wind Waker one, so it's got Zelda inscriptions over the gamepad.
Oh, can I buy it?
How much?
Hey guys, I have to say my number 8.
Yeah, we can do this transaction after that.
Can you hold off on the transaction?
Text me right now.
Okay.
Or just put it in the chat. I'd like to see it too. Anyway, my number 7
your number 8
is for the GameCube.
It's number 8.
Well, there's a reason I said number 7. It's because it's Mario Party 7.
Oh.
Oh.
Wow.
I'm like a huge Mario Party advocate. I'm also someone that really loves Monopoly, and people have told me that those are correlated. I think that Pagoda Peak is the best Mario Party playable like game board, and it also includes the little microphone games, which I find weirdly, like, they get it right a lot of the like it shouldn't work. Like, it feels like you could either blow in it or not blow in it, like with how shitty it looks. Mm-hmm. Tyler said in the chat, "I'll give you nothing, I'll take it by force."
Oh, I thought that was just a Nick.
No, I saw that, but I'm glad. I wanted to see it too.
I was joking.
But I really love Mario Party in general. And Mario Party 7 it really is to me so fun. And the mini games are so fun, and I just love it.
Gosh, that's one I've missed. I think I've only even played like Mario Party 4 on the GameCube because they had like 4 of them that came out.
Yeah, they had so many. Mario Party 5 is also excellent.
Yeah. Dang, have you played any current Mario Parties, either of the ones on Switch?
I've played Mario Party Superstars, which I thought was so fun.
Yeah, I want that one. I have the first one, which was fun enough, but kind of it didn't feel like they really put the full effort into Super Mario Party to me.
Wait, did you see that?
The first one that came out for the Switch that sucked.
Yeah,
that was so bad.
Like I made it work, but we would mostly play that and just be like, "Do you want to just play Mario Party 2 on the N64 instead and do that?"
Yeah, no, the original Mario Party that came out for the Switch was near unplayable in my opinion.
Yeah, not great.
That's that awesome. On rails one, right?
I think it's just called Super Mario Party, isn't it?
But it's the one where like everybody's in a little train cart.
Yeah, it is. Yes.
That sucks.
Is it? Maybe that's a different mode, but either way, Anna, thank you. Mario Party 7 is your number 8. Tyler, we're now at your number 8.
Keeping it concise for the boys.
And just so it's clear, you'll never catch me playing a Mario Party. I value my friendships.
Okay.
Here.
Tyler?
Yeah.
Let's play together.
Okay. If that's what you want.
That easy.
You'll steal my Wii, but Anna will steal your stars.
and the same crime. It's the same crime. Okay. This one's going to be a little divisive. It's The Last of Us Part 2. I don't know why. I don't know what's on the list. Boo.
I'm still a hater. I don't care what anybody says.
I have no opinion on this. I haven't played either of them.
I'm not a transphobe.
No one thinks that.
No one in chat thinks that either. I don't know where it came from.
It's just that's a common complaint about that game. There's like a lot of sexist homophobia.
That Nick is a transphobe.
No, not about me. About the game.
I forgot about that. That is the game came out 3.5 years ago, and I forgot about. I knew there was a ton of discourse, but I forgot that was an aspect of it. But Tyler, you're here to talk about this game.
Yes, I will say I have never had an experience with a game. I've played this game 3 times, I think, all the way through.
Wow.
I don't know what possessed me to do that. I shouldn't have.
You just love killing dogs.
No, it's actually not what I love.
You kill dogs in the game?
Unfortunately, yes, Anna.
Constantly. You like
constantly.
Anna? This is the way
constantly.
This game.
But the dogs are Nazis.
But this is the level of detail in this game, Anna. You will like kill the owner of a dog, and the dog will go and cry over their body, and then you kill the dog too.
It's to make.
Okay. Yeah.
It's to make you feel.
Last of Us?
Part 2.
Right. And the first one's about mushroom zombies, and now this one's about Nazi dogs.
No, I think Connor was just saying that so everyone would feel better about the dogs dying.
More like the last time she's going to hear about this game. Am I right, guys?
Yeah.
Yeah. No one's going to talk about it when season 2 of the show comes out.
The point of them making the dog come over and whimper over the dead body is to make you feel bad for killing people.
Yeah.
And I love a good revenge story. I love revenge. And this one is I've never felt. I love
Somehow
revenge.
I knew.
Tyler in general loves revenge.
Gotta love it. And this is the only game on my list that is like this at all. So, but I felt like it needed to be honored a little bit. I've never felt viscerally upset as like nothing. A game has not made me feel the way this game has made me feel.
Yeah.
Up until the very end where I know things are coming, I have to get the controller out of my hand while also doing it. It's like, it's pretty incredible, I think. For a video game to make me feel like that. And just to honor my feelings here a little bit. I love revenge.
There we go.
Can I play it on the Switch?
No, PlayStation.
No.
I have a PS2.
No, you can't.
No,
I have a Wii.
unfortunately. Maybe if you combine all those consoles together, they could play The Last of Us Part 2.
And that'll give it the power. You're right.
Tyler, did you see they just announced that they're doing like a remaster of this already?
Yeah, I got to play it a fourth time now.
What do they mean remaster? Just like the graphics?
Yeah, for PS5, I believe
Wow.
they might add stuff. Did I see that? I'll play it again. Unfortunately, it's becoming the depressing month, so you better
Yes.
believe I'll need to feed that demon, baby.
I thought I would never play this game again, despite loving it, but also being like, I don't need to put myself through that emotionally. But I have been thinking about it a lot lately, and I'm like, no, I think I'm probably gonna play this game within the next year.
Did
yeah.
you have to play the first one to play the second one? Or
I would.
definitely
Okay.
play the first one. Yeah.
Have we all heard about the, I think, rumored casting for Abby in season 2 of the show?
No.
Me? Did I book it?
Yeah,
It's
it says
Anna.
Anna Garcia just got that part. Okay, that changes what I was gonna say. No, the
You can be nice.
the rumored actress is Caitlin Dever. You might know from Booksmart,
Yeah. I
but
know her.
she actually played Joel's daughter in the game,
Oh wow.
What?
which would be a really fun casting choice in my
Wait,
opinion.
that's so
Oh.
cool. She did the voice?
Voice and motion cap.
Oh.
I didn't know
Eh,
that.
She was so good and looks pretty much the same. At first, I was like, man, they could have just put her in the show, and now they might.
That's
Dang.
cool.
Tyler, The Last of Us Part 2, folks.
Yeah.
That was your number 8. I'd love to hear your number 7.
My number 7. And are you sure we're not on? Because I've given 3 out so far.
Yeah, so because you've given your 10, 9, and 8 out so far.
Great. Yes, you're correct. My number 7. Oddworld. Love this stuff.
Which one?
Love that game.
Googling it.
Abe's Odyssey.
Oh,
Love
the
it.
original.
Yep.
Googling
Love
it.
that stuff. I love it's a game I played for a long time growing up. As you know, I played it many times. You play as Anna, you play as a weird guy.
Yeah, he's
Who-
weird looking.
He's weird looking, and he is freeing his enslaved people from the
Okay.
claws of capitalism. And they're all enslaved at a factory, and he is freeing them. He's freeing
Okay.
everybody while also gaining some spiritual powers from his people. And there's it's very gory and very scary. It's terrifying. It's
Really? It's
It's
scary? He looks like he could almost be cute.
he is. He says, "Hey, hello." He talks like that. He goes, "Hi."
Sort of like
I'm-
you. That's kind of how you sound.
Yeah, sort of like me. I guess I modeled myself after Abe.
This
I
it's
did
a
too. 407 years ago.
Cannot. Yeah, that's a good
Hey, I'm
Abe.
gonna figure out really quick how to turn off Nick.
Yeah, that's smart. Maybe we should all sort
will
of
you
do
drop
that.
that in the chat if you figure it out?
Oh, there it is. Okay, just click
Oh,
that.
that's not gonna work.
I'm gonna click that.
Wow. The
Okay, hold
power.
on. Oh, I was gonna type in turn on.
Oh,
Anna?
thank you.
You can get this on Switch.
I googled that too.
Mhm.
Honey, I'm adding it to the list.
It's scary. It's a pretty scary platform
Is it really?
platformer, and you can possess people. The sligs who go way. That's how they sound. What? Get him! I'm just doing it's my voice for real.
That's pretty
Okay.
good. We're
That's
gonna
good. I hope you book a good job off of this. I hope you get noticed from this
for this
episode.
podcast.
This is slig number 2. Way.
Wait,
And
guys have
question: Would I
gotta
just
hear
get
this
the
guy's take.
Oddworld collection, Tyler?
Hmm?
Should I get Oddworld collection for the Switch?
I'd try one to see if you like it.
Which one should I try first?
Abe's Odyssey.
Okay, thanks.
There we
It's
go.
hard.
It might be now, Anna, do you still have my
Hello.
account to download stuff?
I absolutely do.
Yeah, it's on there.
God, Tyler, you're the best.
Yeah, go for it.
You got Portal too.
Hey, there we go.
Don't get greedy.
Okay.
But yeah, that's my number 7, I think.
Okay. Thank you, Tyler.
Nice. Go, Tyler.
Oddworld, Abe's Odyssey, Anna. Speaking of odd, It's time for your next pick. Your number
Thank you
7.
for that segue. I'm feeling confident and good about it.
I thought you might like it.
My number 7 is both an arcade game and a Wii game and
Ooh.
other. It's Guitar Hero 2.
Ooh.
I'm pretty sure it's this Guitar Hero.
It's like a guitar, Connor.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's Guitar Hero. Wait, no, it's Guitar Hero 3: Legends of Rock. Wait,
Ah,
I love that one.
yeah, it's Guitar Hero 3: Legends of Rock.
Okay.
Did you have this on the Wii?
Yeah, I did.
so
I did too.
It's a fucking phenomenal game. And what's amazing is that when you play it, because they have this exact one at arcades, like they have it at Family Arcade on Vermont.
Good arcade.
They do?
Great arcade. Yeah, they do.
Ooh.
Yeah. And it plays just the same as the Wii. Like the mechanisms to me are so impressive of the like tilt the guitar. And then I think that this one just has such an amazing collection of songs like Paint It Black and Barracuda and Cliffs of Dover. And my family didn't really like video games except for me, but this game was the one I could get like my sister to really play with me and my dad to play. And so I don't know, I think it just goes hard as hell. And then what's the song that I really I can do I can do it 100%.
Through the Fire and Flames by Dragon Force.
No, though that is on there, and my sister tried really hard to beat it on Expert.
I have to say,
It's the one that goes
confirmed a true gamer.
Yeah, throw up those rocker hands, everyone.
Do you guys know what I'm talking about?
Thank you, Tyler.
Can I say now that the rocker hands have come up real quick, it always bugged me in the first Spider-Man movie when he's trying to figure out how to get his webs to come out. He actually does the rock sign, but it is the Spider-Man sign, but like front side up. So like, shouldn't it still make the web come out?
I guess if he's pressing down on his palm, yeah. Anna, this is the Guitar Hero, the only Guitar Hero that I ever owned. I played number 2 at a friend's birthday party and was like, this is the coolest thing ever. And I think my parents, I think, got me 3 for a birthday.
Really?
Yes. And so this is like my personal favorite one. And I wish so badly that I could just have this game and the plastic guitar again and just play it over a week. Just like really mainline it and then never pick it up again. But
so Cliffs of Dover is my favorite song from this one. It's the one that's instrumental and it's sort of like jaunty and lovely. I will say something devastating, and I'm actually going to text my sister right now, is we still own this for the Wii, my family, but I didn't bring it to LA with me, and my sister kept it and she let someone borrow it, and they've now had it for 2 years. And I'm like, Sarah, you need to really let them know that that's not theirs and that's yours, because they're going for like hundreds of dollars now.
It needs to be back before it mysteriously disappears, and you need to play this when you go back for the holidays.
Yep, I'm texting her right now. Did you get Guitar Hero back? I hope we get an answer before the end of the pod.
If you do, please update us.
I will. You know I will.
Gosh, Anna, that's an amazing pick. Number 7, Guitar Hero 3, Legends of Rock. Nick,
don't you guys think it just revolutionized like
a life? Yes.
Life and games.
I think
like
so.
Just to pop the fucking Wii remote in there and have it be like that. That was so cool.
I love it. I think also that's one of the benefits of the Wii over the other consoles. So you could put that Wii remote in that guitar. It's so cool.
Wireless.
So cool.
Hell yeah.
I always felt
Wii's the best console.
I agree.
I love the Wii.
I always felt kind of sad that it felt like Guitar Hero 3 was the last Guitar Hero game before Rock Band just absolutely usurped it.
Yeah.
And I will always have that affection for Guitar Hero 3, Legends of Rock.
It's really good. This is the one I think I got good at.
Hey, my man.
Can you play on Expert, Tyler?
At the time, I could.
That's pretty cool. I haven't been able to get really too hard, even.
Yeah, I mean, it took practice.
My hands are small.
Oh, I guess that's I guess you're fucked.
So hard to reach orange.
Nick, speaking of affection, what's your number 7?
Well, I am contractually obligated to include Sonic Adventure 2 on my list.
Somewhere out there, Michael McCullough just winced.
If you've listened to the Patreon, I think I've gone on record as saying that Sonic Adventure 1 is a better game. However, Sonic Adventure 2 taught me how to be a dad.
What?
Yeah,
Ciao,
that's
baby.
really that's really beautiful, Nick.
What kind of game is this, Nick? Racing?
It's a Sonic game. It's a game.
Racing, huh? I mean, that's part of it. I mean, it's so many things, Anna.
I should stop asking questions and pretend I know what these games are about.
I
No,
mean,
check it
we
out.
all remember the classics of the first one, the egg tram.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
But this one gave us amazing things like Shadow, the Hedgehog,
Rouge the Bat.
Rouge the
Yep.
Bat,
Yep.
maybe the
Anna.
sexiest woman in fiction.
Definitely.
Mhm.
Anna, this is a 3D Sonic game, so it kind of functions like, I mean, it's totally different, but it functions like a Mario where you're moving in a 3D
cool.
space. And Nick, this is my favorite of the two. This is the first one I played years ago, like we talked about.
Can I
It's
just-
fun.
Oh,
Yes,
go ahead.
please. I'll say this: you can play as Sonic and Shadow. They kind of have racing style missions. They just run around like the classic Sonic levels. You also have more annoying levels with Knuckles and Rouge, who are treasure hunters, and somehow even more kind of annoying levels with Robotnik and Eggman, where they're running around in mech suits. But in between these levels, you can go to the Chow Garden, where you can find these adorable little babies that hatch out of eggs, and you raise them. And Shadow is the daddy, and Sonic is the mommy, and you can evolve them and make them fight each other, and it's great.
Mhm.
Oh, Lord.
It's sort of how Sonic, they theorized that Sonic got pregnant.
Oh, right.
Now that Anna knows all about.
I do
Yeah.
know all about that.
Uh,
Tyler sent me pics.
Nick, do you ever think about getting soap shoes?
Soap shoes.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Soaps.
Get some soaps, dude.
I've thought about it every day of my life. I wish I had those shoes that Shadow has, where they've got rockets in their feet, and I could just blast across the floor.
Yeah, dude, that would be so sick.
You need those,
My
dude.
sister said not yet. I will. I'll text him now.
Huge. Okay,
Good.
we might be getting multiple updates. This is good. This is good
Mhm.
stuff.
And I hope they release Big the Cat from prison, famously in jail in one of the levels of Sonic Adventure 2.
Really?
Mhm.
Yeah.
They put him in jail.
Gosh. Nick, number 7 was Sonic Adventure 2. How about number 6?
Swerving a little bit here because I'm going with Pokemon Heart Gold.
Mm.
This is a tie with Soul Silver, although I didn't play as much of that one, but they are essentially the same game. I added this to the list after I heard Connor say Pokemon Gold because I love Gold and Silver dearly, and those were the original Game Boy games. But I think Pokemon Heart Gold is the Pokemon game I've put the most hours into. I loved it. I loved the remaster of the original. I thought it was so cool how Pokemon followed behind you. Any Pokemon, every Pokemon. These are the greatest Pokemon games still. I am forever frustrated that they never put multiple how do they say it, like multiple maps in a game like
yes.
this, and the fact that you can complete the game in Johto and then go back to Kanto and do it all over again, and there's a nice big boss battle at the end that kind of ties into the first game. I'm all about that, and I will play these games to the end of time.
Yeah. I'm, definitely a child of the late 90s and early 2000s, but when these remakes came out, this is like one of the first games not the first game I pre-ordered, but an early game I pre-ordered and went to the GameStop my freshman year of college across the way to get. And the remake is a total mastery. For my list, you could truly swap in Soul Silver instead of regular Silver, but I do still like that game despite not having quality of life stuff.
Yeah,
the
sorry,
remakes,
real quick, did
but-
Big the Cat just show up on Tyler's video?
Yeah, that was Big the Cat.
He also
was
likes
out.
Gen 2.
Yeah, he loves Gen 2. He's giving me a big kiss because he heard Gen 2.
Aw.
That was
Tyler,
Kingsley.
Well, first of all, Nick, they need to get a version of Gen 2 on the Switch. It still bothers me that they didn't do a Let's Go Johto series like they did Let's Go Kanto.
Ooh, it writes itself.
like truly, it was after they did that, I was like, oh, you could just pump this out next year, and they never did. Do you have a favorite starter?
It's Cyndaquil.
It's hard
The
not to
cute-
pick Cyndaquil.
It's a cute little fire mouse. He is not the strongest starter. In fact, he's probably one of the worst starters with his stats and moveset, but you just can't get a cuter Pokemon than this.
Couldn't be any cuter. Anna Garcia.
I
It's
love
time.
that those
Thank you.
videos.
That was really nice.
It's time for your number 6, Anna.
Who's that wonderful girl? Okay, my
Just
number
about Cyndaquil.
6 is another Wii game. This is going to be controversial, maybe. It's my opinion. It can't be. However, Mario Kart Wii.
Oh,
I think that this is the best Mario Kart game. I think Double Dash is a close second. I think Mario Kart for the Switch is a really close third. But I think Mario Kart for the Wii is it.
I love this one, by the way. I'm looking up my Mario Kart ranking because I think it's in my top like 4 at minimum.
I have never had so much fun as I did when playing the coin collecting and the 3 balloon games on this one.
Yeah.
I loved them so much, and I think that truly, again, the Wii being everyone here's favorite console, and as we agree that it has the most innovative design of any video game console for it at the time. This,
Pretty
sorry, changed everything.
Yeah, I mean, they
Meadow. It's got some great courses.
There are like millions and millions of those like wheels that you put your Wiimote in.
Oh yeah,
and to tilt. I did double check. It is my 4th favorite Mario Kart of all time. I know that's not number 1, but like it's a high.
Okay.
It's a stacked list. I think I rank it higher than a lot of people do. It doesn't get enough love.
No, I think it's incredible. I'm also biased because I haven't played probably all of them. I've played Double Dash, Wii, and Switch.
Good ones.
But I would like to highlight some courses in case anyone's wondering.
Please.
Great.
Moo Moo Meadows, Mushroom
goated
Gorge,
Goated map for sure.
goated map, Coconut Mall, which I think is incredible.
Great map.
Great map. Wario's Gold Mine, which exists now has made its way to the Switch, which is cool.
Few of these have.
Yeah. Maple Treeway, one of the most gorgeous tracks. What else?
This is the
Delfino
first
Square.
one.
I love
Delfino Square. It's got to be
Oh, yeah.
Delfino Square.
Gotta be Delfino Square.
Got to be.
This is the first one that allowed you to be on bikes.
Yeah. I didn't know that, but that's cool. True.
Yeah.
It's the birth of a big old guy on a tiny little bike.
Now we're talking.
Anna, this is a sort of a hot take in the Mario Kart fandom, I feel, for you to rank this one so highly.
Yeah.
And I have to say, I love this pick for you.
Nick, genuinely, thank you. I think honestly, one of the standouts of this game for me is all the battle courses with like the coins and the balloons. Like there was one that was a big cookie, and Thwomp Desert and Funky Stadium and Block Plaza, which is like sort of what my apartment looks like now. And there was like there were just so many Chain Chomp Wheel. Like there was just so many. Delfino Pier was so fun because it would fill up with water and then go back down. I really loved the battle courses on this, and I really think this is goated. And now I would like to hear what your guys' takes are on the other Mario Karts. Like, why is this one not as hot in the world? Like, is it because Double Dash is so good and Switch is so good, or what are the other ones?
I think, yeah, it gets overshadowed by other ones that are more popular, more fondly remembered, for whatever reason, which I think, like, look, Double Dash for me personally is also higher, but this game I feel like it was like not the modernization of Mario Kart as we know it today, but it started to set the standards in so many ways. Like this is the first one where I also think you can like flick the Wiimote as you're going off a ramp to get a boost and do a little.
Oh yeah, you
flourish.
shake it. Yeah.
Yeah. There's like a lot about this game that I think really set the course, and not just like, oh, it was influential moving forward, but it also did it really well personally.
Totally. It did it good right off the bat.
Yeah. It just it just gets forgotten on the Wii.
About why it may not be as thought of as highly, I could be misremembering. Chat, please correct me if I'm wrong. Is this the first Mario Kart that introduced coins?
Oh, I think they've been around since the original Mario Kart.
But coins that give you a gradual speed boost?
Maybe.
Maybe I'm
like no, but
there was some mechanic that was in it that I feel like people didn't like as much that made it just a little bit different. I don't know if I'm probably
no,
totally
there
off base
weren't.
about that.
The coins were only in the battles.
In the battles?
Oh wait, hold on, no.
I personally, I love the Switch one that also has the coins, and I like the implementation there. I think Switch is my favorite / Wii U because they're both Mario Kart 8.
Yeah.
I just love the gameplay of that. I also really liked the DS one. I thought that was a good one. And Double Dash is just so awesome. It's such a clever, creative concept that I'm shocked no one ever attempted it again.
Can I say a personal story that involves Connor? We all played Double Dash the other day. 8 ways.
Yes, we did.
At a little store called Game Realms in Burbank.
Game Realms?
Yeah. We went to this is a retro store that some of us, myself included, frequent, and they had a little Black Friday sale. So
oh my gosh.
So like 5 of us swung by, and as we were finishing up, some guy was setting up like 16 GameCubes in the back for someone's birthday party, and he was like, "Do you guys want to play Mario Kart?" And so we just played like 2 rounds of Double Dash. It was awesome.
It was great.
That's so sick.
It was a highlight. Except with the first round, it was just the 5 of us, and there were a couple people waiting to do it. And the people waiting to do it sat right next to me.
Yes,
and stared at me the entire time as I just like ate complete shit, and I felt so stupid.
That's pretty silly.
Pretty silly.
Anna,
the last thing on Mario Kart Wii is that one of the things that like actually brings me like a pure shot of serotonin is when you hear the intro to the game where it's like Mario Kart Wii, and that is probably half the reason why this game makes sense.
There's a bunch of games that we're naming today that I could just be, for many of them, be like, guys, just come over and play. But seriously, like, I would love an excuse to play the Wii one anytime. We can play the Wii U as well.
It is about to be Queesmas.
We got to have a Wii night.
Yes, that would
be. It's about to be Queesmas. It's about to be.
It's about to be Queesmas.
That's a great
keeper.
The Queep Keeper would be proud, by the way, Anna.
Thank you.
The Queep Keeper. I miss that guy. Tyler, I'd love to hear. We're up to your number 6, my friend.
Yeah. Yep, we are. And my number 6 is, of course, Dragon Quest 11. I think one of people's least favorite Dragon Quest, from what I understand.
I feel like I only hear good things about this.
Do you? I feel like people would give me crap about it. But
Dragon Quest?
Dragon Quest 11. I love this one. I love Dragon Quest games. I should say that. This is the first JRPG I ever completed, like fully did it.
Yes.
And so it has some sentimental value there. I love Dragon Quest artwork. It's, of course, Akira Toriyama who does all the Dragon Ball artwork and stuff like that. I prefer his stuff that I shouldn't say that. I freaking love Dragon Ball crap. But I love Akira Toriyama's artwork, and I think it's cool. And I was happy to be in this world for as long as I was.
Did you play this on Switch as well?
I did. Yeah, this was one of the first Switch games I got.
Yeah. This is a JRPG, so it's like turn-based battling. This is one along with Persona 5 Royal that are on like my back burner of like, if I like, God forbid, break my leg, or if just like home ridden for a significant amount of time, I'm gonna need a JRPG, and these two have been on my list for a while. I love hearing about this, Tyler.
It's
breaking announcement.
Connor broke his leg.
Are you okay, Nick?
It has come to my attention that I was in fact wrong about the roll of coins in Mario Kart Wii. I was mistaking Mario Kart Wii for Mario Kart 7, which was the 3DS release, which put the speed boost back in, and people didn't like that.
Yeah, I have to get credit for the Wii. Was that my right in that they didn't have it?
So you're right. Yeah, there's a note on the Mario Kart Wii wiki that says that in the battle coin battle mode, the more coins you collect, the more you lose when you get hit, which is, according to some editorializing from the person who wrote the article, really unfair.
Great.
Wow.
So Dragon Quest 11.
Back to you, Ty.
Yeah.
Back to you, Ty. And Ty, since we're here, let's get your number 5.
Let's get my number 5 going here. And here we really start to cook.
Yeah.
My man.
And we cook with heat, don't we?
We do.
Which brings me to my pick, of course, Pokemon Sun.
Oh, Tyler,
Amazing
why?
transition.
Because
it's getting hot in here.
And Connor is on point with the songs today.
Trying my best.
This is not necessarily, I don't think
game.
it's the greatest Pokemon game, no. But it's the one that got me back into Pokemon as an adult. So I will always be thankful to it for that. And it's the first Pokedex I ever completed. I think Raichu looks so sick, dude.
Because you get
Alolan
Alolan Raichu.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is the first one where I think the Pokemon had different forms, like based on the region.
Yeah, which I think is cool.
It is. Tyler, this is the one that you played with your little brother, right?
Yes, I did. Yeah, we both played together. My mom got him a copy of Pokemon Moon, Ultra Moon. And she was like, oh, I accidentally got the other version. I know you have a 3DS. Do you want to play it? And I was like, yeah, I see what you're doing here. Okay. We'll play on Christmas. You know, I'll be a good big brother and I'll trade him some things. And I immediately got hooked and I couldn't stop playing. So yeah, that is my pick, and I don't care if it's bad, it's mine.
That's the whole point of this list. It's what does it mean to you?
To me,
For completing the Pokédex, Tyler has confirmed himself as a true gamer.
Thank you.
Tyler, this is a game. Speaking of Game Realms, apparently our favorite retro gaming store in Burbank, California. I bought this game at a swap meet there that we were both at we were in our Pokemon games, Pokemon Red and Blue Games Cup. So I think this was like April or May.
You guys gotta be going to this store.
Yeah, Anna, we'll let you know the next time we go.
Yeah,
I would love to go on a trip.
We should go to like one of their swap meets on a Saturday.
Those are great.
It's really fun to
That
walk
sounds
around.
amazing.
A lot of really lovely people.
Yeah, very good folks. That's where I got my Game Boy Pocket.
Yes.
My red Game Boy Pocket, yeah.
What'd you trade? Did you buy it or did you trade it for something?
I bought it. I got it for kind of cheap because it didn't have a back. Just bought it
Great.
back on the internet for $3.
Oh my God, Tyler, you're so smart.
Thanks.
Traded my Wii U for it.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, I already took it by force.
Yeah.
Well, Tyler, that's a wonderful pick. Pokemon Sun, your number 5. Anna, we're back to you for your number 5.
Hello, my number 5 is another computer game, and it's Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets PC.
I played
game.
this on computer too.
I watched Chamber of Secrets with my friends last night.
Okay, so you're going to be sort of fresh on the plot points here. I think that the Harry Potter computer games are amazing, and they cemented such a large part of my childhood for me, and I also found them incredibly replayable, which I don't find at most games. But I don't know, I really could have put any of these any of the games in here because I played all of them all the way up until, I don't know, like the last 3 movies. And I think I remember having the third one, Prisoner of Azkaban, and it was like getting a little too technologically advanced for me. And then I also have gone back and played Sorcerer's Stone, which is an incredible game as well.
Flipendo.
Hello, Hamura.
Wee.
I'm just gonna figure out how to turn Tyler off.
That you can't do that.
So click.
Oh my gosh, once again. Wow. Anna, your power is that maybe you're a wizard, Anna.
Oh.
Anna, I just rewatched the other night. Well, me and my lovely girlfriend Amanda were like, let's watch a Christmas movie. And then she goes on HBO and there's Harry Potter now. And she was like, do you want to watch Harry Potter? And so I rewatched Sorcerer's Stone for the first time in years. And I could do, first off, the J.K. Rowling transphobe aside, outside of that, like
I heard it was Nick.
yeah, Nick actually introduced J.K. to transphobe.
JK, do you want to see these Last of Us 2 reviews?
But I want to give Anna more of the floor just to say that like these games and movies and books meant a lot to me as a kid too. And I built a PC this year. I have been looking to install a CD drive on my PC simply to play the Sorcerer's Stone on PC specifically. So I relate to you so much. What else do you want to say about this game, if anything?
I would think that the Sorcerer's Stone is like a perfect game, but this one, and it's the one I remember more, but I really like this one because it had a really intense sequence where you have to go into the forest and there are spiders everywhere, and I was like, this part of the game, it was so cool and so scary for me as a kid, so I just like really loved playing this one. And sentimentally, I'd play these games, my sister and I would take turns playing, and we would sit next to each other in the computer game room. And I don't know, the spells are so fun. The tracing of the spells to learn it is like solidified in my memory. And the graphics in here are still shitty enough for me to like look back and love the game, but it was just like a little more functional. Going back, and I watched a bunch of playthroughs of Sorcerer's Stone on YouTube a few months ago. And it's amazing how fucked the game is, and you don't notice it as a kid. Like you just see like Malfoy like waiting behind a corner to walk out to do a cut screen. Like it's so clunky. And yeah, I think honestly I'll do a tie for Sorcerer's Stone and Chamber of Secrets, but I just really remember the Chamber of Secrets scaring me a lot, which I thought was cool.
I could talk about this forever. I replayed Chamber 3 years ago. I actually streamed it. And Anna, it's slightly different than the PC game, but I do have a copy on PS2 if you want to borrow it at any time. Truly, just text me after the pod. Like we'll make it happen. It held up. It was like, oh, I'm in this world again, and it works.
Amazing.
Anna, your number 5 was Chamber of Secrets. Thank you so much. We're back to Nick, though, for Nick's number 5.
COD King.
I thought long and hard about this pick. There's a lot of games I could have chosen, but in the end, I went with Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare.
I fucking called this one, didn't I?
Did. You were spot on. Now, according to
I don't know how you did it.
According to a 2009 Facebook post, I did say Modern Warfare 2 is the greatest game of all time.
Great.
A post that I have hidden from my timeline.
Yeah, but said on a podcast.
And have posted screenshots of, yes.
Screenshot it, yeah.
But here's the rub. The first 3 Call of Duty games were World War II based, and lots of war video games are World War II based. Modern Warfare was a pretty revolutionary title in this space because they really made a concerted effort to tell a story. You play as Soap McTavish. You play as Captain
Tyler's
Price.
Getting sick. Someone needs to check on Tyler.
Is he sick or is sleepy?
Oh, I've come down with a fever.
Now, I bought the remaster of this game when it came out, and it still holds up. It's a good story, and it had a really simple but effective multiplayer. It was back in the days, guys, where you only had 3 kill streaks. 3 kills was a UAV. 5 kills was an airstrike. 7, helicopter. You got to use that M16 with triple grenades. That gun was like a laser beam. And Modern Warfare 2 was bigger. More people played it. It was more fun. But the first one, it was this pin missile of excellence. I think that's kind of my theme. I like the games that give you what you paid for.
Pin whistle of excellence.
A pin missile of excellence.
Nick, well done. I was looking through a case of Xbox 360 games the other day that I inherited from a friend when his Xbox 360 got the red ring in college. He was just like, I'm done with video games. Here's 20 of them. This is one that I have, and it is funny because it does say Call of Duty 4. 4 is right next to it. Modern Warfare. Nick, I'm gonna wait till your list finishes, but I have some questions. But Modern Warfare 4 is your number 5. What is your number 4?
My number 4. It's a little game called Grand Theft Auto 4.
Wow.
Where my GTA heads at?
There they are.
I don't know how that
It's
song.
like a white winged dove.
Sing a
That's what
song.
it says in the soundtrack.
Mhm.
One
Go ahead,
time
Nick.
I was in a car with my uncle and he was singing the lyrics like it was just like a one winged dove. I thought it was the funniest thing I've ever heard in my life.
What is it? What are the lyrics? I don't know.
White winged dove.
Oh,
Oh.
interesting. Just like the white winged dove.
Yeah, exactly
that.
like that.
Very well
Okay.
done. Nick, tell us about GTA 4. It's number, fittingly number 4 on your list.
I alluded to this earlier, but this is
You
my
did.
favorite Grand Theft Auto game. It's great. It's so good. It has the best protagonist. If you're subscribed to our Patreon, check out my Bonk Boys about it because I go into even
Bonk
more thorough
Boys.
detail. But it's great. I love Nico Bellic. I love all the side characters. I think it's super fun. It had a multiplayer mode that is pretty bare bones but enjoyable. But there's just nothing like driving around the city and the way that as my friend Jake Jabor would say, the scaffolding of the story, where you're essentially this outsider moving to the country who wants to, well, he doesn't want to live the American dream, which is actually a huge part of why I like it. Because GTA 5 is all about protagonists who want to be rich, which is just less compelling to me from a story standpoint.
And
Instead,
what's number 4 instead of that? Number 4 is about moving to the country?
4 is about a character from a Serbian-like nation who is he has got PTSD. He doesn't really want to be there. He's an outsider, and he ends up living the American dream in spite of himself. It's really compelling.
Wow.
It's really well acted. It's just it's the GOAT, no cap.
It has really good reviews online.
I think it's probably the best reviewed. At the time it came out, it was slightly controversial. Firstly, because it has these cell shaded graphics, which gives it has a distinct look that's unlike the other ones. It's unlike the one that came after and the ones that came before. It's almost a little bit comic booky, but it looks good still. I think those graphics help it hold up. The other thing about it is that it's much darker in tone. The other GTAs tend to be a little bit sillier. They're satirical and kind of like on the nose way. And for eschewed a lot of those tropes in order to focus on telling the story it wanted to tell. It's so good. I highly recommend it for anybody who hasn't played it. You'll get used to the controls after a while.
Wow. Well done. Call of Duty. Jeez, am I paying attention? Grand Theft Auto 4.
Wake up, Connor.
Gosh, now we've had 3 sleepies. Now I'm the 3rd sleepy person. Nick, fantastic. Anna, we're back to you for your number 4.
Okay. This is when the all of 5 through 10 have been like, great. Okay. Top 4 is where it really matters for me.
Hot dog.
These are like the winners for me.
Your Mount Rushmore, in a sense.
This is my Mount Rushmore. Number 4 is Hades for the Switch.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Love this pick. It almost made this list.
It's same for me, I should say.
Okay, thank you, gentlemen supporters. I really love this game. I got it from Tyler because he's a good friend, and I usually am such a like Mario Kart, cutesy game, cartoony game, and I don't do a lot of like fighting games either. And not that I would really consider
Shame.
Thank you. And not that I would really consider this like I just have never like I've beaten like finished like gotten out of hell or whatever, escape the underworld 133 times. Like I
wow.
I played it today. I played it last night before I went to bed. Like, beating this game was great, but I think the gameplay of it and the collecting boons and sort of build your own adventure of the game, I find it so satisfying, and I love the design, and I love the characters. I this is an all-timer for me. I've recommended it to everyone I know, and I love that it's again, I'm such a Nintendo girl. It's I don't play a ton of indie games, and this one has completely captured my heart.
Are you currently in your Hades era?
I am, and I was before, fell out of it, and now I'm back in my Hades era.
Wow.
It's such a good place to be, and I really am I just want to come home and play it. I really love this game, and I've already played it for hundreds and hundreds of hours. But I just love it.
I don't point out when, this game's been on lists before, because a lot of these have, but this game has been featured a lot, and on the top 10 games of all time episode part 2, a friend of the show, Courtney Vinay's, who's voice acts, as both Dusa and Aphrodite. This is also on Courtney's list, and I think it was on.
She's Dusa?
Yes.
Aww.
Yeah. So there's a few, I think all 3 people on that episode put it on their top 10, at least 2 of them. Phenomenal triumph of a game. I am so excited for Hades 2, which is supposed to come next year. Exciting times, folks. Awesome. Thank you, Anna. Tyler, we're back for your number 4.
Okay. Similar. All my games have been such fucking fire so far anyway, but these next couple, there's no playing around no more.
Heard. Tyler, do you have a filter on? You look sort of like you're in sepia.
This is just a laptop camera because my other camera broke.
Oh, okay.
It's just bad camera. The Earthbound.
Oh my gosh. I did not see this coming.
It's Earthbound. Earthbound. I played when I got my 3DS. Bought it on the store. On there was my first time ever playing it. Played it many times since. I love this cast of characters. Ness. The others.
Pooh.
Pooh. I love Pooh.
Jeff.
And Nick.
Jared from Subway.
She's beautiful. I really love this game. I was really, because I'd always been curious from, of course, Smash Brothers and all of that. On it, I never knew what or won it, whatever you want to call it. Because the first town, I love it. I think it's cute, and I think the character, the art design is really cool, and I love, the enemies are crazy, and then it deals with some parent issues, and I'm like, wow, that's really nice. The way they deal with that, and the final boss is terrifying. A lot of a theme of my list is scary. And the Gygas, that's the final boss. I love it. I think it's a beautiful game.
Tyler, I'm Googling Earthbound, and I'm seeing something that was released 5 hours ago saying Earthbound USA official teaser trailer 2023.
Whoa.
Wonder what that is. This is a game that's it's available now on the Super Nintendo library on Switch Online.
Yes.
Tyler, I also played this for the first time, actually in 2019, and absolutely fell head over heels. Have you played Mother 3?
I have. I'm in the middle of a Mother 3 play.
Oh, very good.
Which I have a little cartridge for, a little GBA cartridge. I need a case for it.
Me too.
I would love to own something physical. The music in Earthbound is beautiful. It's so good. We did an episode of the Bonk Boys about it long ago. The soundtrack is great. It's fun it's nice to just I want a record of it. They have a Mother 2. They have a record of it, and it's got all those songs on it. I want that on a vinyl. I would listen to that on vinyl. I'd like to look at it. It's great. It's great artwork.
Tyler's Secret Santa for this year. I hope you're listening. By the way, I looked into the what Anna found, and it's like a documentary about Earthbound that is they just released a trailer for.
That's really cool. I will watch that.
Me too. Incredible choice for your number 4. We also need to get your number 3 while we're here, Tyler.
Yep. Number 3 is Link's Awakening.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
I like your taste.
Thank you. This one is also a sentimental one. I played this. I had a Game Boy growing up, of course, big fat yellow. Had the first couple games I got were Mega Man Wily's Revenge and the Donkey Kong game. That was the I can't remember.
Donkey Kong 94?
I believe so. And my cousin who has since passed away, rest in peace. He would bring those from England. He would bring his Game Boy, and he brought Link's Awakening, and I couldn't stop playing it then. And I have great memories of it. Sadly, he passed away. I'd never finished it, and to honor his memory, I did finish it, and I've finished it many times since. So I love that game. Yeah.
It's a game I didn't play until years later. I finally finished it when they had the Switch remake in 2019.
Remake's beautiful. Love it.
I love it. I think the Game Boy version holds up too. And this is a very, very special game. I like the weird Zeldas. You can see Majora's at the top of my list. Link's Awakening is my 4th favorite Zelda, and that's my favorite series, period. So it's high praise for me.
Love it.
Yeah. The Legend of
Link's
Zelda.
so
Link's
cute in
Awakening.
it.
He is. Tyler, do you have the amiibo?
Yeah, I did. I do. Yeah, I did. Chucked it out.
Amazing. Anna, we're going to go ahead and go to you for your number 3.
Okay. Okay. My number 3 is something that I've talked about many times in podcasts about, but it's Super Mario Galaxy.
Oh.
I don't think I really need to say much about it. I think that this is the best Mario game there is, I guess, that you can sort of play through all the worlds on. I think it's better than Odyssey, and I think it's better than Sunshine. It's I really think this game is it.
Definitely better than Sunshine. Piece of crap.
Tyler, I agree with you.
Yeah,
I do too.
I think Sunshine sucks.
Yeah, sorry. It looks cool, but it
looks
sucks.
cool. Cute name.
Cute name. Oh, Sunshine.
Shit, garbage play.
Yeah, nice to have Yoshi.
Yeah.
But not really.
Not that nice. I love Super Mario Galaxy. Some of the pros of it for me, I think that the characters are so deeply enchanting, like the little Lumas and Rosalina. I think it has some of the most fun. We've expanded Mario so much over the world into what he can become, and in this one he becomes a bee, and in the most recent Super Mario Bros. Game you can become an elephant, and there's all these. But I really think that this was such a cool game for new abilities for Mario, and I think that the music is literally perfect.
Gosh, it's so good.
It's really good music.
I love this game. I love that you waggle the Wii remote to give Mario his extra spin.
Yes.
And the noise
and
he
then
makes.
Pointing it at the screen to collect all the little star bits.
Yep. Anna, if you haven't played it, I highly recommend Galaxy 2.
I have played it.
Okay, great. I just know that one didn't sell near as well, and
it
as
didn't.
The first one. I think it's because it was at the end of the Wii's life, and people were like, "I'm done with this console." But yeah, Galaxy.
It's foolish to me, but
foolish to all. I mean, all of us would agree with that. I think.
Yeah, I should get it. I should replay this.
Galaxy is amazing. An absolute all-timer. Thank you for listing your number 3. Nick, we're back to you for your 3rd favorite game of all time.
I didn't get to jump in on that one. I have to say, if a Mario game had made my list, it probably would have been that one. And I'll forever be upset at my dad for giving it away at a garage sale for $1.
Oh my gosh.
It's just not right. It's
my number
just not
3.
right.
I have picked a lot of console games, and I won't apologize for it.
I love that for you, Nick.
And this is no exception. I'm in fact going with 2 Rockstar games in a row here. My 3rd pick is Red Dead Redemption 2.
Yeah, it's a good one.
People love that game.
It almost could be higher. It's so good. There's so much detail. it improved over Grand Theft Auto 5, the previous Rockstar game, in a massive way, which is that even though the in-game map isn't as big, there is constantly stuff to do. Characters will walk out of trees, they'll ambush you, they'll show up just to talk. It never stops. There's so much going on in this game. There's so much you can do in it. I can hunt or fish for hours in it and feel like I've had a fun experience playing the game, as fun as like robbing people or playing the story, which is just incredible. I think it's one of the better stories in games, and Arthur Morgan is a really compelling protagonist. All the characters are great. I was playing this while I've been here in Washington.
Ooh.
And my dad sat down on the couch while I was playing, and I was like, I'll change it. And he was like, no, I like watching this. It's like a movie.
Aww.
And it is. All these motion cap performances, moving around and talking to each other. You can just feel the craft that went into it. Every scene is like a play. I love Red Dead 2.
Yes, Anna.
Thank you. Should I buy it for $20 on Steam?
Yeah.
Yeah, you should.
How are you going to play it?
What do you mean?
What are you going to use a controller?
Can't I use my computer?
You can use mouse and keys.
Should I get a controller instead?
Yeah,
I'd probably recommend a controller.
But is it? Well, how can I play it if not on my computer?
You can use a controller on your computer.
Oh, you would need an is it Xbox and PlayStation?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It might also, I don't know if what you're running it on, but if it's a laptop, that might be it might be tough.
Okay, I'll just buy a PS4.
Yeah, I might recommend just buying but just to play this game. But
buy
honestly,
a
some might
PS4.
say it's worth it.
I'd say it's worth it if
People
you
love
want to
the
sit
same
down and play a
game.
game.
It's really good.
It's
This
great.
is
I
on-
re-downloaded it from my roommate who expressed interest in playing it.
Oh,
Love that.
this is on my Connor's list of if he breaks his leg games. Absolutely.
Sure.
Just a Titan that I've missed.
God, we gotta fucking bust your legs, dude.
We do. Someone
I'm getting knee surgery next week. Maybe I should get a PS4 before then.
Can
think
you
that's a
lump
good
me into
idea.
that knee surgery too? Can I get
Yeah,
one of these?
Connor.
You've got some games he needs
I'm just
to
like
finish.
scooting my knee like Michael Scott. My knee is going on the same operating table. Nick, this is a fantastic pick. By the way, shout out to the Reactivators podcast. Year 2. I think you guys have covered this multiple times, but the one with Anna Betzaler and Isabella Escalante is like, I remember where I was when I was listening to that episode.
Aw.
It was
Aw.
awesome. Nick, we're staying with you though. What's your number 2?
My number 2 is probably the most recent game of any to make this list.
Okay.
But recency bias be damned. I'm going Baldur's Gate 3.
Ooh,
Whoa!
that's good.
This is a game that everybody said was great, and I didn't really believe it. And I kind of bought it on a whim. There's no game more detailed than this. I truly can't think of one. You can do anything.
No
Dang.
way.
It's so good. It's so horny.
Oh, I need this game.
And I can't stress enough, it's the horniest game I've ever played in my whole life. It's amazing. I'm 70 hours in and I haven't finished my first playthrough yet.
Anna, are you a D&D person at all?
No, I've never played it, but I have always wanted to.
Guess
Well-
what? Doesn't matter. You can enjoy this anyway.
We don't care if you like it or not, or have ever played it.
Shut the fuck up, woman.
No, that's the opposite of what I'm saying. This game is so accessible that even if you don't know the rules, it handholds you enough to give you the basics, which is mostly just that every interaction you have in the game, whether it's in combat or out of it, dice is rolled on screen.
Oh,
And
cool.
You can add various boosts to influence those outcomes depending on the skills you choose, or you can just pick one of the pre-selected characters because they've made several that you can choose to be. And
Mhm.
whatever you choose, you're going to have a great time and is so horny.
And
Yeah, it's horny
you
as
play
hell.
it on your PC?
I'm playing on PS5. Most people would probably
Oh.
tell you to play on PC.
Okay.
Yeah.
I gotta get one of those PSs.
Yeah.
Need a PS?
You get a 5. What are you talking about getting a 4?
I'll get a 5.
There's some Black
Easy, I'll
Friday,
just drop
Cyber
that
Monday
money.
deals out there.
Oh,
Connor.
okay, Cyber Monday.
Yes,
I'm
Nick?
going to
Connor, were
spend
you gonna
hundreds
say
of dollars
something?
in the next 20 minutes.
And I definitely want to know your total bill at the end of this podcast
Yes,
episode.
you have to reveal.
I've been writing down all of your guys' suggestions, and it's just a bit. It's just a receipt at this point.
Nick, I didn't have a question, more of a statement that I'm excited to hear you fight for this on our Game of the Year episodes. That is going to be quite the time.
I'm going to fight for it hard, and I know it's a game that will probably get voted down because people haven't played it. And I would understand the impulse to say, like, oh, it's just a D&D game. It can't be that good. But I'm telling you, Larian Studios, they know what's up.
If Jacques or Mikey are on that episode, you're going to have allies.
Yeah, and let me tell you this right here. Tyler Schnipples has joined the party, Nick.
Oh!
Anna, for you, that's my D&D guy in Baldur's Gate. His name is Tyler Schnipples, and they bleeped Schnipples. And can you believe it?
For a game
Yeah,
that
it's
horny, I
appropriate.
really am surprised. That's amazing. Nick's number 2 of all time, Baldur's Gate 3. Anna, we have arrived at you for your number 2.
My number 2 was originally my number 1, Connor, but then you said it was your number 1, so I switched them. It's Breath of the Wild.
Oh my goodness.
I had never played any. I know it's basic. I know it's basic to be up there, but I just love this game. I know it's basic, but I love it, and I had never played a Link game before this one. I just never grew up with them, and I had also never played like an open world sort of game like that too, and I didn't. While it simultaneously stressed me out, it also brought me a lot of joy to like sort of not feel like there was any pressure to do anything on a certain timeline, and I could sort of explore and collect as many apples as I wanted to. That's it.
An all-timer. We got to talk about this on Nick's list as well. And what an all-timer. This game like blew the world away when it came out. It's so creative. It set the, I might prefer Tears of the Kingdom, but Tears of the Kingdom just builds on what Breath of the Wild did well. And that is like everything.
I am so anti Tears of the Kingdom.
Okay, really? I totally, I understand why someone might prefer Breath of the Wild. It just really, Tears really vibed with me big time.
As you can see from my list, is sort of like sweet baby girl games. Tears of the Kingdom is for the boys. It's not for the girls.
We like our trucks.
I don't want to build in the game. I do not want to learn, and I do not want to build, and I do not want to. I don't want to do all that.
Fair. I totally understand.
I'm almost kind of with you. I'm getting into Tears of the Kingdom now, but I played 3 hours and set it down for months because it was too much for me when I started.
Yep.
I feel like Breath of the Wild, I put it at 8. It could be way higher than that. It could be 2. It could be 1. I don't think there's any problem with that. I'll say this. I was on an airplane coming up here to Washington State, where I am right now, and I picked Tears of the Kingdom back up and thought, okay, you know what? I'm just going to play around with what you can do. And I ended up having a really good time with it. Might be worth trying again.
I have picked it up a couple times, but I've tried building. It is just not for me.
There becomes a certain part while you're playing it where that doesn't really become a huge part of it if you don't want it to be. But for a truck guy like myself,
I would argue that the way that that game has been showcased is that the game is significantly easier if you really develop those skills. And
sure.
I have not found any enjoyment from developing those skills.
You can see there. I don't want to spoil anything, and I won't. So enjoy your opinion.
Cool.
I'm reading a book right now.
Thanks, Tyler.
I'm reading a book called A Mind for Numbers, which is about how to learn things. And I read a chapter today that was very helpful. It was talking about how there's 2 states of mind when you're trying to learn something: the focused mind and the diffuse mind. And often when we're really trying to learn something like a math or a science, you're in the focused mind. You're spending a lot of your mental energy trying to do something the right way. I would challenge anyone who wants to play a game like this to instead go into your diffuse mind, which is your relaxed mind. When you're not consciously trying to learn, you in fact can end up learning more.
Okay, egghead.
Powerful words. And Nick, can you say
It's
the title?
Eggman.
Nick, can you say the title of this book, but in the voice that you like that you've been doing a few times on this podcast?
It's called A Mind for Numbers by PhD Barbara Oakley.
That's perfect. Tyler, we are back to you for your number 2, my friend.
Number 2, Dragon Ball Z Budokai.
Whoa!
Oh, it's so sick. It was my first of the Dragon Ball Z fighting games. Is it my all-time favorite? Maybe it is. It's pretty simple. It's side-scrolling. I love being those freaking cool Dragon Ball guys, whooping ass, having cool outfits, and doing cool combo moves like the Kamehameha Wave or the Kamehameha High, like from the beginning of the episode that I said.
Very good.
And Final Flash and things like that. I just love it. I think it's a great time, and I have good memories playing it. And it's Dragon Ball so sick.
I'm glad to see like a traditional fighting game on your list.
Yes, it needed to be represented. I sort of wish I had more, but I'm fine with my list. This list is very me.
It is. That's what I love about it. Of course, the game you brought on this podcast for the most popular episode of all time.
Yeah, had to mention it for the listens. You're welcome.
Oh my gosh, we're getting more now. Tyler, you've just named your number 2, but we need you to tell us what is your favorite game of all time.
This was tough. This was a tough one because I think I racked my brain about it for a while, about which of these games would be my favorite out of all of them in the series. And I think I've settled on this one. I think it is true. It's Kirby Superstar.
Oh, Kirby!
Beep, beep.
For the Nintendo.
Yes, for the Super Nintendo. This is, I think, the best iteration of Kirby. For me, it was the first one I played with other people, where you could do multiplayer, take down a boss. I think all the suck ups, I almost called it. I call
them the suckums.
Yes, the suckums. I think all the powers are really good in this. You get some classic villains like Dynablade. Everybody's favorite Kirby villain, Dynablade. Things like that. I love it. I love the mini games. I love hitting punching the world so hard that it splits in half. I think that's really great. The Kirby rocks. He's my favorite, and this is my favorite Kirby game. I think.
Wow.
And number 1 game of all time.
That's amazing. What an absolute titan of a game. Tyler, you and Anna were on the a Kirby in the Forgotten Land episode we did earlier this year, a co-op episode. Mm-hmm. And I'm just so glad to see some Kirby on this list, and it's at number 1, which I don't think I would have expected.
It would feel really wrong if you didn't put any Kirby on your list, Tyler.
Mm-hmm. I thought about it long and hard, and I just had to do it to you last. Sorry.
I'm glad you did.
Wow, Tyler. Before we close, we're gonna go ahead and go from your 10 to your 1. I'm gonna have everybody list those again, but not at this moment. But thank you for telling us your first. Anna, we're at you now, and I would love to know, what is your favorite game of all time?
My favorite video game of all time is Galaga.
Whoa!
It is the classic arcade cabinet game. The preferred way to play Galaga is at an arcade on a cabinet with the joystick and the button pressing. Galaga, to me, my literal next goal in life is to have enough monies where I feel financially comfortable to buy a Galaga cabinet for my shitty tiny apartment.
Yes.
I love this game. I've always loved arcades and playing them, and this game sort of found me when Family Arcade on Vermont was token operated instead of it being on free play. And so I bought a roll of tokens and I tried all the games and I just like really took to this. And so then I just always kept a roll in my car and I would go in and play Galaga like whenever I was like, oh, I have 20 minutes to spare before rehearsal or whatever. And so I I ended up getting really good at it. And I think in video games, like Nick, sort of what you were saying, like I think I kind of like my brain to be in like no focus mode, like sort of just like the game is taking me and I don't have to think. And like Galaga is the most intense state of flow I ever get into when I play a game. Like I feel like I have learned the game patterns and mechanisms so well that I actually feel like I'm like quite good at a game that is skill based, which is not how majority of the games that I normally play work. Mine are all sort of like walk through cutesy games that sort of hold your hand as you go. And Galaga gets significantly harder, and you can like track yourself getting better at it. And I love it. I think the design of it is amazing. The screen, the back of the board is just like rainbow stars in the background, and I just think it's gorgeous and so satisfying to play.
Wow. What a number one you have here, Galaga, Anna. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. I'm glad that, and I know you've played some Guitar Hero 3 in the arcade, but you are another. We've talked about arcades a bunch, but I know you as an arcade lover, so it's great to see one on here.
Have you done an arcade game only episode, Connor?
No, that seems like, well, we have done on Video Games, a Comedy Show a couple years ago when like people were getting vaccinated and could go out in public safely. It felt like again, we did a whole arcades episode.
Okay.
So we've kind of covered it, but not, we could probably cover it for many, many episodes. That's your number one, Nick. We're finally back at you. Finish it off for us, pal. What is your favorite game of all time?
Such a quiet thing to fall, but far more terrible is to admit it. My number one game is Knights of the Old Republic 2, The Sith Lords.
Whoa!
Okay.
Now, this is not a lot of people's number one game. This game was released near Christmas in 2004, and it was broken. It was not finished in time for release.
Wow.
It was pushed out too early, and only through extensive modding has this game been finished. But this is a Star Wars game that is completely separate from the movies, takes place 4,000 years before they happen, and as far as I'm concerned, has literally nothing to do with them. And at the same time, is the best writing in all of Star Wars.
Wow.
That quote was from Kreia, the Jedi Master / Sith Lord. She's a complex gray character, and everything she says makes you think. And it's the first time in any Star Wars media, and the last time, where they actually challenged the audience to think about what it means to do the right thing or to do the wrong thing, or if you should even be thinking about life in right or wrong terms. This game was really influential on me. You kind of can't play it without playing the first one, which is also good. Also has probably the best twist in Star Wars since the Darth Vader reveal. But something about this second one, it just captured me, and I spend too much of my free time thinking about it, even to this day.
Oh man, Nick, I am not surprised to see something Star Wars related. I would not have guessed that KOTOR 2 would make it on your list. They were supposed to be like a like this game was supposed to be finished in the future, but those plans have been shelved, I believe.
They were going to release a remake of the first one, and those plans seem to have been shelved. This is so weird. They announced it. There was a slight reveal trailer. Some of you may know I am a Lego fan. They are releasing a Darth Malak figure, which was the villain of the first game. But for some reason, they just can't get this remake to stick, and it probably won't come out. I think they should make a movie, and I think they should hire me to write it. But it's worth a play. You can get it on Steam really cheap, and if you get the second one, make sure you look up the mods for it. There's one comprehensive mod that's pretty easy to add that puts in so much content, because honestly, if you play the game as is, the Sith Lords, it just doesn't make sense. Like, you get to the ending and you're like, what happened? But you can fill it out, and they've recorded all the dialogue. It's great.
We're getting some intel from Patrick here in the chat. Patrick Ellers, friend of the show, says the fan-made content was supposed to come to the is it Aspire developed version that just came out, but they're not releasing it. That's what I was thinking of.
Right.
One of Patrick's friends worked on the fan content.
What does he think about my Kirby pick?
Yeah, we haven't gotten any intel on Kirby or Galaga, but Nick, amazing. I have KOTOR 1 on my Switch, which I think I played like 4 or 5 hours when I got it, and it was kind of amongst like a series of games that I purchased for around the holidays, so I didn't devote myself to it, but dang, I'd love to play at some point.
I played those games growing up, and I didn't really understand the mechanics, but if anybody is a fan of Baldur's Gate 3, you might actually like KOTOR afterwards, because those games have a D&D based combat system that they don't explain as well, but the stats you choose and the way combat works, it's dice rolling.
Right.
And developed by BioWare, who also developed the original Baldur's Gate. I want to say amazing. That's Nick's his favorite game of all time. Folks, we've done it. We've listed all of our top 10 favorite games of all time. Before we go and plug, because we've been here for 2 hours, which I was like, that won't happen, and here we are. I just needed to tell people this is going to be 2 hours from now on. Let's go ahead and list. Nick, let's start with you. From your 10 to your 1, please recount your list for us.
And go fast, Nick.
I have to go fast because I have dogs behind me that want to eat. Number 10, Portal. Number 9, Batman Arkham Asylum. Number 8, The Legend of Zelda, Breath of the Wild. Number 7, Sonic Adventure 2. Number 6, Pokemon Heart Gold / Soul Silver. Number 5, Call of Duty 4, Modern Warfare. Number 4, Grand Theft Auto 4. Number 3, Red Dead Redemption 2. Number 2, Baldur's Gate 3. And number 1, Knights of the Old Republic 2, The Sith Lords.
Amazing. Nick, on your way out, what is there anything you'd like to plug today?
I'd like to plug the Reactivators podcast. I like to plug the Bach Boys podcast. And I'd like to plug being friends with everyone.
Wow, that's very sweet.
Oh.
Anna Garcia, would you please list your 10 through 1?
Yes, I'm going to go fast. Number 10 is Roller Coaster Tycoon Deluxe Edition. 9, Grand Theft Auto 3. 8, Mario Party 7. 7, Guitar Hero 3. 6, Mario Party for the Wii. Mario Kart for the Wii. 5, Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets PC game. 4, Hades. 3, Super Mario Galaxy. 2, Breath of the Wild. 1, Galaga.
Amazing. Do you have anything you'd like to plug today, Anna?
Yes, you can follow me on Instagram and all socials at Scramby Eggs. And I'd like to plug, what was it, Nick? Being friends, friendship?
Being friends with everyone, I think.
Yes.
I'd like to plug being friends with everyone as well.
Very sweet. Any links that people or plugs people share will be in a link in the show note for the listener. Tyler, do us the honors, please.
Number 10, River City Girls. Number 9, Time Crisis 2. Number 8, Last of Us Part 2. Number 7, Oddworld, right? Oddworld. Number 6, Dragon Quest 11. Number 5, Pokemon Sun. Number 4,
I have Earthbound here for you.
Earthbound. Number 3, Link's Awakening. Number 2, DBZ Budokai. And number 1, it's Kirby Superstar.
Tyler Schnupp, what plugs do you have on the way out today?
Listen to the Reactivators podcast I do with Nick Costanza.
Oh, there's 2 of them.
There's 2 of them, and so I guess this dog is the co-host.
I would like to plug this dog.
I'd like to plug this dog and being friends with everyone.
I want to plug this dog. This dog's so cute, Nick.
This
Very
is
sweet.
Calvin, the Chihuahua.
Hi, Calvin. Folks, that'll do it for another episode of the Call Me by Your Game podcast, the top 10 favorite video games of all time, part 4. This was a joy to be joined by Nick Costanza, Anna Garcia, and Tyler Schnupp. On the way out, I'll go ahead and close us with some plugs of my own. The show art for Call Me by Your Game is done by Glenn J. You can find him wherever you get or on Instagram at Glenn with 2 N's .jay. The show is produced and edited, and the music is by Jeremy Schmidt. If you'd like to thank him for the hard work he puts into this podcast, I recommend checking out his show, Video Games, a Comedy Show, also on the network that this show and Reactivators are on. You can follow me on social media on Twitter, Instagram, and Blue Sky. You can follow me on Twitch if you want to see these episodes live at twitch.tv/consiscool69. I hope to get back to streaming. We'll see if it happens. Lastly, also check us out. If you're listening to this podcast in a podcast feed, I highly recommend checking out our YouTube channel. If you like the way we sound, you're going to love the way we look. So check us out on YouTube, subscribe, give the videos a like. And lastly, again, check us out on Patreon. We're over at patreon.com/supernpcradio. If you like the kind of stuff we talked about today, folks, you're going to love what you have there. We have some changes coming for the new year, but we still have a ton of bonus great stuff pumping out right now. I do a version of this podcast, the co-op series, which these 3 lovely people have all been guests on multiple times, where we sit down and talk about, basically, we do a brief overview episode on a game, about an hour and a half long. And we just released an episode about the original Psychonauts that came out in 2005. And coming up for the month of December, we'll be talking about SSX 3, not Tricky, but 3, a great snowboarding game. Folks, that's going to go ahead and do it for this episode of Call Me By Your Game. We will see you on the next one.